Hello and welcome to English for You. I'm Seb.
I'm Jikling.
And I'm so excited today.
Okay, why?
Because we're finally talking about something that I really care about.
What do you care about?
Brunch.
Okay.
Brunch is amazing. Why? Why are you laughing? Brunch is a serious thing.
Okay, what is the brunch?
A serious meal. Brunch is a combination of the words breakfast and lunch. So it's a meal that you have a little bit later in the morning, maybe at 11, midday, 1 p.m. at 1 a.m.
Especially when you wake up very late.
Yeah, so it's like something we do on the weekend.
Okay.
It's like a fun meal on the weekend. Traditionally, it used to be something that people would have after church. Or for very religious people, it was their chance to kind of party a little bit because they couldn't party on Saturday night because they had to go to church on Sunday morning. So they would have a big meal afterwards to, you know, kind of let their hair down a little bit, have fun. And today it's not a religious thing at all. It's just kind of an excuse to drink.
Drink what?
Mimosas.
Okay,
yeah.
that's a
we'll
favorite
get
drink,
into
right?
what those are later. Yes, I love mimosas. It's an opportunity to like have a big meal and a bit of a party in the middle of the day. So it's a really, really fun thing to do. You don't have to drink alcohol. But some people do. But that's not the same everywhere. Brunch is a bit different everywhere, isn't it? Like we have brunch here in Taiwan, don't we?
We do.
Yes.
But we eat like everything for brunch. You can eat like omelets, Taiwanese omelet, or egg rolls, anything. You can even eat rice dumplings for brunch.
Really? Okay, that seems like very heavy food.
Yeah, right.
Very heavy. Anyway, we're going to be finding out about one kind of brunch which you can have in the US. It's actually a brunch which is being served in a diner, a special kind of restaurant. So, let's get started with today's dialogue.
Reading.
Brunch. Have it your way. Kenny and Lauren are in Philadelphia, US.
Oh, my stomach's rumbling. We ought to get something to eat.
There's a diner over there. Let's check it out.
They go into the diner.
This menu is quite complicated. I think we'll need to get the waitress to take us through some of the choices.
Okay, I'll get her attention.
Hi, are you ready to order?
Yes, but we need your help. What is in the classic brunch?
Anything you like, hun. You can choose from sausages, ham, or beef hash. You get 2 additional pieces of bacon as well. Then you pick how you want your eggs and potatoes and which bread you want.
Okay, then I'll have sausages, potato wedges, scrambled eggs, and French toast.
It comes with tea or coffee, and you can get a refill whenever you like.
Coffee, please.
How about you, hun?
Can I get the roast beef eggs Benedict?
Sure. Would you like anything on the side?
No thanks, but I'd like coffee as well.
Coming right up.
The waitress fetches their coffee.
Okay, so our article starts like this. Kenny and Lauren are in Philadelphia, US. Okay, very cool city. Have you been to Philadelphia?
Yes, just passing by.
Oh, really?
Does that
What did you
count?
think?
It was great. It was beautiful, and the buildings were so impressive. You know, they were so
There's a lot
tall.
of history.
Yeah, and a lot of people. Right, Hao Sui, Kenny says, my stomach's just rumbling. We ought to get something to eat. So here, rumble means to make a deep, continuous, or rolling sound. So that actually means he's feeling a little hungry.
Yeah, exactly. Your stomach can rumble. Or sometimes the sky can rumble too if it's about to start raining or a storm is going to start. So it's that kind of like sound.
Okay.
That was a bad rumble. Anyway, we also saw the phrase ought to. Now, ought to is a verb, and when we ought to do something, we should do it. So ought to is kind of like a modal verb. We put it in between the subject and the verb of a sentence to express that that is something that we should do or something that it is best to do in a situation. But it's also something that we haven't done yet. So look at these two sentences. I'm going to the grocery store, and I ought to go to the grocery store. In the first sentence, I'm just going to the grocery store for whatever reason. In the second, I know I should go to the grocery store. I might be out of milk or I might need some eggs, but for whatever reason, I haven't gone yet. I'm probably feeling a bit lazy.
Right.
Lastly, you can make ought to into the past tense by just adding have to the end of it. So this example is a good one. I ought to have asked how Mirna's day was. Maybe then she wouldn't be mad at me. Is there anything you think you ought to do more of, Chickalin?
I ought to sleep more.
Yeah,
I've been getting
that's a good one.
insomnia.
Yeah.
I know. Look at my eyes. Look at the bags out now.
Very puffy. Very
Right,
puffy.
I know.
She needs some concealer.
Right. Okay, 我们可以说 ought to. That's okay. It's true. 好，我们可以说 ought to， 它是应该、应当的意思。所以 Kenny 说我肚子在叫了，我们可以吃东西吗？ But you might also be wondering, what about should? So should and ought to can actually be used interchangeably, but you also need to know that ought to is actually a little stronger than should. So we usually use ought to when we're talking about regulations, rules, or anything that's related to laws. 所以我们造几个句子 We ought to be at work on time. 或者 We ought to follow traffic rules, or else you might get fined. 那我们看一下 should. Should is generally used when we want to give the best suggestion for a situation. 所以可能是一个建议而已。所以你可以说 You should go to bed earlier. 那么 ought to 的语气是比 should 来的一点强烈。Okay, so Kenny was feeling a little hungry, so Lauren says, There's a diner over there, let's check it out.
Oh, okay, a diner. Now, this is the word I mentioned at the beginning of today's episode. A diner is a type of restaurant that you can normally find in the US. Diners are casual places, often on the side of highways or big roads, where you can get a cheap meal, coffee, and maybe a bad cocktail. Diners were very popular in the 1950s and in the 1980s, and you'll see them a lot in American TV shows and movies. So, for example, the Frosty Palace is a diner in the musical Grease. That's a great example. That's where they sing, I think, Beauty School Dropout? No, that's wrong. It's a different song. I'm terrible at musicals. Anyway, as the article says, they go into the diner.
Okay, so after getting seated, Lauren says, This menu is quite complicated. I think we'll need to get the waitress to take us through some of the choices. So here we have this phrase, take us through. So when you take someone through something, that means you need to explain something to them. And now they need a waitress to take them through the menu, and that means they need her to help them choose what to order, or they need her to explain what's on the menu. 所以这边就是有一种给人家解释或者是说明。But why? Because as Lauren said, that menu is quite complicated.
Right, right. So they need to be guided through this complicated menu. Let's find out what complicated means. Okay, complicated. Nobody likes complicated things. I hate it when things are complicated, actually. This adjective means that something is not simple or it's difficult to understand. In this dialogue, Lauren is saying that the menu is complicated because she doesn't understand it. Lots of things can be complicated, though. Questions on tests and math problems can be complicated, or if you have your problems with your boyfriend or girlfriend, you can say that your relationship is complicated. You can even update your relationship status on Facebook to It's complicated, which means that you're having a lot of troubles, or maybe one of you likes the other, but the other one doesn't. Or maybe you just don't want to say that you're single. Anyway, let's look at an example sentence now. Even when I ask her simple questions, Susanna makes everything complicated.
所以 complicated 呢，就是复杂的、难懂的。所以 Lauren 说呢，菜单有一点难懂，所以他觉得应该请服务员解释一下。And as Seb mentioned, complicated comes from the verb form complicate。那我们造另外一个句子。Don't invite your ex to the party unless you want to complicate the matter. 好，这个 complicate matter 就是复杂化一件事情哦。
Definitely don't invite your ex if you have a situationship. That's my favorite new English word. It's a mixture of
situationship.
A situationship.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a combination of situation, so a difficult time, like kind of environment, and relationship. So if you're in a situationship, you're having a bad relationship, or you're kind of having romantic problems with someone. Maybe you like someone and they don't like you. You're in a situationship. Okay,
That's
so
a good word. I like it.
I don't think Kenny and Laura are in Lauren are in a situationship though, because Kenny says, okay, I'll get her attention. Now, attention is our next word. It's a noun, and attention is what we all need to do well in school, pass our exams, and not drive our friends and family crazy. That's because when you're paying attention to someone, you are focusing on them. We can also use attention with lots of different verbs. Most of them have something to do with focusing on things. So I've just told you that you can pay attention to something by looking at it and listening to it properly. However, you can also get someone's attention, like in the article. You get them to listen to you, or you get them to talk to you. So we're saying that Kenny and Lauren are getting the waitress's attention. They are getting her to look at them and come over. Once Kenny and Lauren have the waitress's attention, she is focusing on them, and we can say that they have her attention. So there we have it. We have 3 ways of using attention. Pay attention, get someone's attention, and have someone's attention. Let's practice these with 3 example sentences. George was not paying attention to the teacher, so he didn't know how to answer her question. Rebecca got the policeman's attention by walking over to him and saying, "Excuse me." Now that I have your attention, what would you like for breakfast? Which I think is what our waitress is saying.
所以 attention 这个字呢，就是注意、留心的意思。And Seb mentioned a lot of words that we can use with attention. We can also call a person having attention-seeking behavior a attention seeker， 就是喜欢寻求关注的人的意思。那么这个 attention-seeking behavior 就是寻求关注这一个行为。那我们造一个句子哦。Attention seekers tend to do things just for the praise， 就是这些寻求关注人比较喜欢做事情都是跟着要被赞美，这样子才会去做这件事情。Or to be the center of attention 也是我们很常用的一个片语。So when someone or something is the center of attention, a lot of people notice them. 那我们造一个句子哦。She enjoys being the center of attention, so she always makes a drama out of everything. 因为这个女生呢，她喜欢成为众人瞩目的焦点，所以她总是夸大其词。So now the waitress has come to their table. She says, "Hi, are you ready to order?"
And Kenny says, "Yes, but we need your help. What is the classic brunch?" Okay, he's interested in the classic brunch. Now, classic is an adjective, and when something is classic, such as a car, a type of food, or a hairstyle, it is the original type of that thing. The classic brunch on the menu is the brunch that everyone knows and loves. People have been eating that kind of brunch for a long time. However, if one day the chef decided to make a brunch that had salmon, eggs, and avocado in it, that wouldn't be a classic brunch anymore, because that has some different things in the recipe. It's a little bit new. So here's an example sentence using classic. This radio station plays a lot of classic music from the 1980s.
Okay, 所以 classic 这一个形容词是经典的、有代表性的意思。But when it's a noun, it is a film or a piece of writing, or even a musical that is well known or of a high standard. 那我们可以造一个句子，比如说 He used to read the classics, and when you use that, that means he used to read the most famous works of literature. 好，那么 classic 这个字呢，再加上 al 变成形容词，就是古典的 classical，所以古典音乐 classical music。 Okay, 所以呢 the waitress then says anything you like because Kenny was asking about the classic brunch, and then the waitress responds by saying anything you like, honey? Hun. You can choose from sausages, ham, or beef hash. You get 2 additional pieces of bacon as well. Then you pick how you want your eggs and potatoes and which bread you want.
Okay, that sounds like a very good option. But let's just go back to the beginning of that line and what the waitress said there. Hun. Now, hun is a short term we use to show affection. It's a way we call people to show that, we like them, or, we're just being friendly. So it's short for honey, which we know is like a pet name we say to people that we like. In the UK, you might hear people say duck, love, or pet, depending on where you are in the country. So in the north, for example, a lot of people say pet. How are you doing, pet? So hun, honey, pet, these aren't like baby that we would say to our boyfriend or girlfriend. They're kind of nice things that we say to people that we don't know. Okay. So we also saw the word additional as well when we were talking about the food. Now, this is an adjective, and when something is additional, we have it as well as something else. So think of it like this. You're at a restaurant and you order a set meal. That set meal has a main, a side, and a side dish, a salad. But you want fries too.
Okay.
So if you order the fries as well, then you're getting an additional side dish, another side dish. So you have your main dish, your salad, which is one, and then your additional side dish, which are the fries. Let's check out another example sentence. After asking Ellen to get him a cup of coffee, George made an additional request for a light snack.
所以 Kenny 问说今年早午餐里面有什么啊？那么服务员就说哇很多，他说很多，他说你可以选择任何你喜欢的哦，有香肠、火腿、牛肉、马铃薯泥，还会附2片培根，你可以再选择鸡蛋跟马铃薯要哪一种煮法。那再选择你要吃哪一种面包。那么 additional 老师刚刚讲的就是额外的、附加的。那么一样它是形容词哦，所以我们一个片语，你们觉得很像 addition 这一个字啊？那片语 in addition to 就是我们很常用的。除此之外还有 we can make a sentence with that phrase. In addition to taking the test, we have to do a research on gender equality.
Oh, complicated.
Right. 所以我们老师刚刚说到 add， 那么觉得这个是一个动词增加，很像 they're so similar, so it's quite easy to remember, right? 所以 add 再加上后面的字就是了。
Right, okay. So this classic brunch sounds very, very good. Quite complicated, quite a lot of ways you can eat it. But Kenny has made up his mind. He says, okay, then I'll have the sausages, potato wedges, scrambled eggs, and French toast. Wow, Chicklin, I think you'd like scrambled eggs.
Oh, I do. Okay, so
I can make very good scrambled
really?
eggs. Yes,
okay.
I can.
Invite me to your brunch next time.
I will.
Okay. 好，然后接下来这个什么服务生就说了，他说 it comes with tea or coffee, and you can get a refill whenever you like. So a refill here is a second filling. 它是续杯的意思。But when it's a verb, it's pronounced as refill. Like you can say, I'm going to refill my glass. 那么这边是名词，所以是 refill。好，所以 Kenny 就说，那我要点香肠脆薯炒蛋跟法式吐司。然后服务员就说，那它有搭配茶跟咖啡哦，而且是可以续杯的。
Okay, and that happens a lot with different nouns and verbs which have the same spelling in English. So, I can't think of another one actually. So yeah, refill is a good example of it. Sometimes the noun has the stress at the beginning and the verb has the stress at the end.
Record and record.
Yes, that's a good example.
Okay.
Record is a verb and record is a noun.
Right.
Yes, so there we go. We have different stresses there. Anyway, there is one problem with this menu, in my opinion. There's no alcohol.
Okay, I knew it.
I think brunch should always have alcohol. So often people have a light alcoholic drink. So an alcoholic drink with a little bit of alcohol, not a strong one. And so mimosas, which we mentioned at the beginning of the episode, that's spelled MIMOSAS, are one particular favorite brunch drink. It's champagne and orange juice.
Oh, that's so delicious.
Very tasty.
Oh wait, I've seen pictures of that sangria de cava. Is that even...
Sangria's different.
Is it a Spanish?
That is Spanish. That's
yeah.
kind of like red wine and fruit and soda kind of mixed together.
I really want to try that. Okay.
Yeah, it's really,
and
really
maybe
good.
your mimosas, right? Okay.
Yeah, mimosas are amazing too. So anyway, Kenny isn't going to drink any alcohol. He's being responsible. Maybe he's driving later. He says, coffee, please.
Okay, and then the waitress says, how about you, hon? And Lauren responds, can I get the roasted beef eggs Benedict?
That sounds amazing. But what are roast beef eggs Benedict? Let's find out. Okay, so Lauren is ordering roast beef eggs Benedict. Okay, so there's a lot of things in there, but what we're interested in is the roast beef. Now, roast is an adjective, and when a piece of meat or some vegetables are roasted, they have been cooked in an oven for a long time. So roast beef is a traditional dish in the US and the UK, and you'll also find people eating a lot of roast chicken or roast turkey, especially during Christmas and Thanksgiving. Anyway, let's move forward now and check out an example sentence which shows us how we can use the word roast. Okay, which by the way we can use as a noun and a verb. To roast something as a verb is to cook it in the oven. Okay, let's move on to that example sentence now. For brunch, Beatrice served a leg of delicious roast lamb that came steaming out of the oven.
好，所以 roast 这一个形容词是烤的意思，所以 Lauren 说他要点了一个烤牛肉班尼迪克蛋。那么班尼迪克蛋呢，就是松饼在最底下，上面有肉、水煮蛋等等的东西，很好吃。好，那老师刚刚讲到 roast 可以后面加上一个肉都可以 ，roast duck、roast chicken、roast lamb，anything 就是烤什么。好，那我们可以说 roast， 我们如果可以当户外烤肉的意思，譬如说你可以造一个句子 ，Let's do a roast for dinner tonight， 也是可以的。
Yeah, that's true.
对，那么 roast 当一些比较口语的用法，你也可以有去严厉批评一个人的意思。譬如说 ，The students got roasted for failing the exam。好，所以 the waitress then says, "Sure, would you like anything on the side?"
Right, on the side. When something is served on the side, it is not the main dish and it comes as an extra. So that's similar to the fries that we had additionally earlier on. So for example, Michael ordered a steak with a garden salad on the side. The garden salad is his side dish. It is the thing on the side. So what does Lauren say next?
And then she says, "No thanks, but I'd like coffee as well."
Okay, so they're both having a nice cup of coffee.
And then the waitress says, "Coming right up."
Okay, great phrase there if you're ever going to work in a restaurant. When a waiter says coming right up, they mean that they will serve something to you very soon or immediately. It's a friendly way of saying 我马上处理. You know?
Right.
Yes. Okay, so you'll hear that a lot in restaurants or sometimes in TV shows as well. Okay, let's move on now to our next line. Okay, the waitress fetches their coffee. Okay.
Oh, okay. So the waitress goes to get their coffee. 这边 fetch means to go get something and bring something back. 所以服务员就去拿 Kenny 跟 Lauren 的咖啡了。
So you can actually use this with your dog as well.
Oh,
we use the word
fetch
fetch to mean the game you play where you throw a ball and your dog brings it back. You say fetch. How do you say that in Chinese?
接
接
抓接 跟狗玩接球 Like it's like when human beings play catch. You know?
Right,
yeah, but
yes,
then
but with a dog.
back.
With
right.
a dog we play fetch.
对
Okay, or it's also that word in Mean Girls, you know, fetch.
Fetch.
Yeah, you're never going to make fetch happen. Okay, moving on. Okay, let's go to our For You chat question.
For you chat.
Okay, so what is our For You chat question for today?
What do you like to eat for breakfast, for brunch?
Okay, that's a good question. I like to eat anything really, you know, because breakfast is my happiest time of the day.
Okay.
I love to eat, and the fact that in the morning I haven't eaten for like 10 hours, it makes it all the more special.
Right,
in fact, I think
I
the
agree.
saddest time of the day for me is when I finish breakfast, because I won't have that feeling again for a whole nother day.
But what if you have to work? You don't have much time in the morning to have like, very big breakfast.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Sometimes I will get up and I will make myself a fruit smoothie.
Okay.
Maybe make some oatmeal with yogurt and strawberries.
I
did
do that.
yesterday. Yeah, very nice, very healthy. Or sometimes if I've got a lot of time, so not before work, I will make French toast.
Oh.
Yes. So we saw that in the article. We'll tell you about that in the next episode. But what about you, Chicklin?
Oh, I basically don't eat anything for breakfast. But
That's really bad.
yeah, I usually have brunch if I'm going out with my friend. Yeah, but usually if I'm going out with them, I usually go for a cup of coffee. That's it.
Wait, so you
Does that count?
You
Yeah.
skip breakfast and then you have a cup of coffee for brunch.
Right.
So Chicklin doesn't eat. Don't take any advice from Chicklin. We are going to be talking more about brunch, which I have found out is something that only I know about in this duo, tomorrow. But for now, that's all we've got time for. For English for You, I'm Seb.
I'm Chicklin.
And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Brunch. Have it your way. Kenny and Lauren are in Philadelphia, U.S.
Oh, my stomach's rumbling. We ought to get something to eat.
There's a diner over there. Let's check it out.
They go into the diner.
This menu is quite complicated. I think we'll need to get the waitress to take us through some of the choices.
Okay, I'll get her attention.
Hi, are you ready to order?
Yes, but we need your help. What is in the classic brunch?
Anything you like, hun. You can choose from sausages, ham, or beef hash. You get 2 additional pieces of bacon as well. Then you pick how you want your eggs and potatoes and which bread you want.
Okay, then I'll have sausages, potato wedges, scrambled eggs, and French toast.
It comes with tea or coffee, and you can get a refill whenever you like.
Coffee, please.
How about you, hun?
Can I get the roast beef eggs Benedict?
Sure. Would you like anything on the side?
No thanks, but I'd like coffee as well.
Coming right up.
The waitress fetches their coffee.
Vocabulary Review.
Ought to. If you are not feeling well, you ought to see a doctor. Complicated. The students needed a lot of time to understand the complicated science lesson. Attention. The doctor had to stop what she was doing to give her attention to a badly injured person. Classic. Titanic is a classic movie that is as popular today as when it first came out. Additional. The teacher gave additional homework to the students who didn't behave well during the class. Roast. The wonderful smell of the roast chicken filled the kitchen as Mom took it out of the oven.
智慧小补帖
Rumble. Diner. Refill. Fetch.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net